Walk.
Welcome back to Giving Chances Farm. The girls are out here walking the older calves. So we got Lucky Charm and Frosty. Lucky Charm is who Michaela is walking, and Frosty is who Taylor is.
Right. And Taylor is wanting to take Frosty into showmanship this year too. So we'll see how they go.
This will be their first year in showmanship.
Come on, Lucky, you gotta walk, Bob. Come on.
Being a lazy cow.
Michaela, were you doing showmanship?
No, not for cows,
Just in goats?
just in goats.
Okay.
Go,
Come on. Lucky
go, Lucky.
We have to walk now. Lucky. Come on.
Go, Lucky.
Lucky.
He's like, it's hot out here.
I know it's hot out here, but
Hey, keep walking.
walk a little bit. Walk forward. Come forward.
Now turn it.
Stand.
Turn it and show me toward Mom. Go. Alright, come on.
Walk.
Walk. How do you are being stubborn today, aren't you?
He's like, I got more power than you.
Yeah. It's not fair when you're bigger than me.
Exactly.
You're like
Okay.
5 times the size she is.
So,
Not in height and weight.
uh,
Well,
these two here were let go a little bit farther than what our normal halter training time frame is with calves. So they were already yearlings or almost yearlings by the time I got started with them.
Tay, put a little
Um,
pressure on the halter
Versus
right there.
Navajo
There you
and
go.
Rosie, the girls did the halter training on them. I did the halter training on these two because
They were a little
that
bit
was my
bigger.
job at the time. And the girls fired me when it come time for Navajo and Rosie. Jokingly, they fired me, but they basically said, Dad, it's time to step back a little bit and let us try. So I did. It's kind of a
He had to step out of his
Yeah.
comfort zone.
little bit of a sad time, but it's also, it was pretty nice to see that they actually do pay attention when I do things, and they used the same method that I did and got the job accomplished. So, and it just strengthens the bond that they have with those calves. So, these calves definitely, especially Lucky Charm here, which he is a St. Patty's Day baby. That's why his name is Lucky Charm. Frosty over there, he got his name because it was frost on the ground that morning when he was born.
Or was it actually snow?
it was snow.
It was snow and
think it's
frost
snow.
and everything, yeah. A little bit icy, but
Winter mix.
definitely there's a size difference in the two groups that we're walking right now, but these are spring calves and the other
We're fall.
Navajo and Rosie are fall calves. Looking back, if I had to start over again, I would probably take the whole herd to fall calves, just because it makes it easier on us for our climate to do the weaning first thing in the spring, instead of like these two need weaned in the fall time, and then you're dealing with cleaning stalls and setting hay out in multiple places. Versus, I mean, these were steers, so we left them on out there and let moms wean them on their own. But
We don't have enough land to
yeah,
set aside
just a
weaning stages.
pen, yeah. So, but you can definitely tell these guys are stacked up just a little bit different. And even for our usual spring calves that go to 4-H,
They are a lot.
they're,
Weight-wise.
because of the fact that we've left them out in the pasture with mom longer than we normally do with the steers, at weigh-ins they were a little bit heavier than the others, but we're not really comparing apples to apples either because of the fact that weigh-ins is normally our normal spring break time in March, and this year weigh-ins wasn't until April, so it was a couple weeks difference, but there was still a noticeable difference in the weight. So and from looking at the back ends of them, they don't need many groceries, that's for sure. They're not going hungry. So he definitely can look, you can see how his tail is kind of, and I haven't trimmed any of this, but this is kind of what you look for though, a shark fin on here, and then we'll cut into it a little bit here, and we'll kind of V that up, and we'll keep this nice and tight, keep a thin fin there. We'll shave that down, bring it up here and shave that straight off also, so that we can make this picture here look bigger.
Stand ready. Stand.
So
Yeah, turn it around now.
like I said, a lot of that is just, if you can't pick your own cow apart to say what you would change about them, then you won't be able to clip them. And also, you won't be able to, when it's time to change genetics with a different bull, or when it's time to go for a different cow, you need to look at things like that. Well, okay,
Tell him
if
to
we've
walk.
used
Walk.
we've used this bull and this cow, and this is the kind of product that we're doing, is it some things that we can change with pasture rotations and minerals? Or is it something functional on the body that needs changed genetically? You got to be able to pick that cow apart. There's nothing out there is going to be perfect, but we're going to try to strive for the best looking animal that we can do that produces the best. Because just because it looks nice doesn't necessarily mean it's going to put the right things on the table that we want to put. Because ultimately our goal is for the girls to have fun at 4-H and show and learn to care for their animals. But we want to put a good product on the table at the end of the day when it comes to the steers. So I need to make sure that he's well cared for, and that end product going to the table is going to taste good. So we try not to, even though we do show the animals, we try not to, just for our own personal selves, we don't like putting a lot of the tail adhesives and other chemicals that we feel we don't need in our animals. So, because at the end of the day, I'm going to eat that, and I don't want to figure out later on down the road that some of that stuff that I sprayed on there just so that she could go in the show for 5-10 minutes is transitioning into my food. And the more that the research is getting done on things like that, the more that they're finding out that that's the case. I mean, it's something as simple as now with this, like the veterinarian feed directive. I went to a presentation about that. It was mostly for the pig market, but go ahead and pass her, Taylor. Stay there, Michaela. Let her pass you and then go behind her. And even something as simple as the penicillin sold at Tractor Supply. When you look at that and it tells you what the withdrawal time is on the bottle, it's actually incorrect, because if you follow that label and the withdrawal time on there, the vet said that when you take it to the processor, you could have that chance of being docked because that is still in the system of the meat, and they'll give you a warning that first time. After that, they're going to progress to the point of they're not going to process your meat
Hey,
anymore.
keep pressure on that. He knows all you're doing is backing.
Walk.
Go. Come on, walk.
Walk. Lucky. He's being a butthead.
We got to walk. Come on.
This is where I'm.
Come on, we're going to put a pedometer on you and get some steps in. Come on.
Come on, buddy.
Come on. Let's see how many steps you get. Come on. Keep going.
3, 4, 5,
Hey, don't hit me with the tail.
7, 8, 9.
If I want to hit with the tail, I can go inside to the dogs. Let's go. Come on.
You want me to pass them?
Nope.
I'll do it.
You already did. Just stay put for a minute. Go.
Thank
Catch him.
Walk, buddy. Come on. Walk, Lucky.
Lucky.
Come on, walk.
Oh, I'm like, Lucky. Come on.
Walk.
Walk, walk. Good. Walk.
Keep walking.
I say that.
I know, dude. She cuts that corner every time, doesn't she? She's shortchanging you. There we go.
Thanks.
Now set him up.
That was not as hard as it should have been.
Alrighty, so now they're setting up this way. So basically, when they go in the ring, the likelihood of them setting them up side by side like they were earlier, and then there's also, they'll walk them around and they'll line them up like this, and then the judge will pick them off, put them into their places, and they'll be side by side again. And as they do that, then he'll start picking them off as number one all the way down through the line. He lines them up that way. And the other cows will stand there while those cows, he'll talk about them and say why he judged them the way he judged them. They'll leave the ring, and then he'll finally get through the last cow. It'll take off down through the ring, and that class will be over. So the cow has to do a lot of standing and a little bit of walking. So we've been trying to find that balance of exercising the cows enough that they understand to walk when they need to walk, but they also need to know to stand a long time when they just need to be standing there and not bouncing around and dancing around. The girls don't even know how to stand there
Stand
without
still. They're doing
moving around.
what are they called? Police? Police?
Please.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
doing ballet.
Yeah.
My
so-
knees. The knees hurt.
But we're going to go ahead and wrap that up for these guys tonight because we still got nightly chores to do. So they did pretty good today. We'll see if sometime here soon the weather breaks again so we can actually get some rinsing and washing and all that good stuff involved in it. So we can start cutting some hair. But it's not looking anything promising. I think tomorrow is the only day in the 7-day that doesn't have a high chance of thunderstorms.
But you're at work.
Which I'm fine with being at work on a nice day. Well,
No, Fridays. You'd be
Yeah.
mowing.
we have training and mowing and all that good stuff tomorrow. But still, I mean, I'd a lot rather if I'm going to go on a run, it be sun shining than raining. But anyways, we're going to bring this one to a close. Hope you guys enjoy the videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share on social media with all your family and friends. If you have comments, leave those down below. If you have any comments or questions that you don't feel that you can leave down below, all of our social media links are in the description of each video. You feel free to contact us personally that way, and we'll try and answer any questions we can and help you guys along the way. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.